My name is Patty Boman. I was born in Bangkok, Thailand. My father was a diplomat in the Foreign Service for the U.S. government. My parents were married until my dad died. I had a great life. I was raised Catholic. Here's my first communion picture. I met my husband of 35 years, Tom. We were fairly young, and we've been married, happily married. We have two wonderful, wonderful kids. Eric, the eldest, was born first, and then Danny, and they're 6 years difference. This is another family shot of all of us with Danny, the youngest one, with guitars and microphones. Eric, my eldest, is married now, and he's a pharmacist. His wife is a veterinarian. Danny graduated. He went to, he was actually, I'm going to start a little bit before that. When he was younger, we noticed a few different things in him. He was not as rough and tumble as Eric was. So I figured we'd buy gender neutral toys, or, so he liked musical instruments. In school, he had some issues. We were always picking him up at the nurse's office. In junior high, he got threatened with a knife by a kid in school, and I got too scared. My husband and I had talked about the possibility of Danny being gay, and we thought, well, if he's gay, we're fine with that. He's our kid, we love him to death, there's no problem. In my family, my grandfather's sister, which this is my Aunt Jeannie, was a lesbian. And then I have another cousin in Long Beach. I don't have his picture, but he's gay. He's a wonderful person. He's an architect. With Danny, we did ask him a couple of times if there was a possibility that he was gay. There was one instance, and he got so upset with us, I think it was when he was in 10th grade, that he actually stormed out of the house. My husband ran after him to tell him, hey, don't worry about it. We just figured maybe, So because of that, he ended up with a group, a theater group called Christian Youth Theater here in San Diego, and he performed for many, many years. He was in many plays. Through CYT, we got more involved and out of the Catholic Church and became born-again Christians. Here is Danny being baptized by the pastor, and we all did, actually. So he wanted to go to a Christian university, and he graduated from a Christian private university called Azusa Pacific University. He went there, he studied his Bible inside and out. I thought he was going to be a pastor, some singing pastor or something. He finished a theater degree there, and he was employed right away. He went to work for theater in Sonora, California, and that was about 4 years ago. And so he called my husband, talked to my husband first, and told him, pretty much his words were, Dad, I need you to sit down. I have something very important to tell you. I don't want to spend the rest of my life alone. I've studied this. I know I'm fine. I know God loves me, and I hope that you will understand this, because I've learned and studied all of this through school, that I just need you to know that I am gay, and there's a possibility that I might find a partner that's a male, and I want you guys to know this so you can accept it. And my husband is very calm and said, of course, Danny, we love you, and everything. So I was at work, he called me at work, and he says, we have to talk. There's something very important that Danny called about. And I had a gut feeling that it was that. I came home, and when he told me this, my world fell apart. I wasn't sad because of the fact that he was gay. I was scared for him, for the way the world would receive him and treat him, and for the rest of my family and friends, I didn't know what to do. I had two friends that researched PFLAG, Parents, Families, and Friends of Lesbians and Gays. And they actually took me to a meeting. For 2 years, I went and couldn't say a word other than my name and then fall apart crying and get Kleenex. But I listened to all the other stories, and they were so similar to mine that little by little I started feeling, okay, they're safe, their kids are fine, their kids have partners, life goes on. I started looking at the people involved in PFLAG, and I thought, I want to be them. I want to get to the point where I can be there and help. I got very involved little by little. At first I got involved as the librarian. I became a board member. And as librarian, I read all of their books. I got like 4 boxes full of books. So I learned so many things that I didn't know about LGBT history. I became an activist. I went to, little by little, I went to every Pride parade, and I loved marching in the Gay Pride Parade, hoping that eventually people will realize that it's not a religious issue. It's just a issue of rights. I want my son to be able to have the same rights that my other son and everybody else's son and daughters have. I became more involved with the board, and they asked me to become one of the co-presidents. So I am now co-president of PFLAG, and I'm very honored to be with that organization. This is our mission statement for PFLAG. We have a website and we're on Twitter. PFLAG promotes the health and well-being of gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender persons, their families and friends, and I can attest to that. I'm one of them. Through support to cope with an adverse society, education to enlighten an ill-informed public, advocacy to end discrimination, and to secure equal civil rights. I am a proud member of PFLAG. They have helped me tremendously. I'm here for anybody else who might need it.